Hey everybody, Bonehead for the Bonehead podcast, and we've got something very cool to show off for you today. Those of you who follow the channel will know we have started work on the stadium for the third time, but we are currently in the process of printing a whole bunch of Kraken stadium pieces so that we can have a wall here to put our crowd on. Now, the cool thing about Kraken Studios is they've got a Kickstarter going on. Now, we got access to a few of these STL bits, and I'm running a little bit late on this, but I wanted to show off the Kraken Fantasy Stadium Gates of Glory Kickstarter and some printed bits that you can get your hands on now. All right, first things first, let's have a look at the Kickstarter because it is live, but as I'm filming this, there's only 18 hours to go. So if you're watching this video afterwards, I mean, it's Kraken, so you'll be able to get their stuff on the actual website. So Kraken Fantasy Stadiums, Kraken Studios, they do some really cool STLs. They've done a whole bunch of pitches and a whole bunch of stadiums, and they do brilliant stuff. In fact, two of our dungeons for our Dungeon Bowl series was made from these guys. So they do STL stuff. Right, 18 hours to go. They have now released this Gates of Glory, which I was like, intriguing. It's accessories for your Kraken Fantasy Stadiums. And I was like, okay, what is this going to be? Well, the Gates of Glory, that's it. It's gates. And they have got some of the best RPG models that I've seen, like just sneakily as part of this, as part of the crowd, as part of these extra models you can just have going around. The idea here is that this Kickstarter and these STLs are there to kind of flesh out your stadium. So if you've got a pitch or you're growing a pitch, or big shout out, if you are an RPG player and you want some guys or some gals and some ogres to kind of be in the pub as well, it's definitely worth looking at because the NPCs in this are sweet. But if you're a stadium owner, then you got some cool stuff to go along with it as well. So let's have a look at the prices first. So the fan, £1, constructor, £26. You get the terrain. The player, you get all the minis instead, or combined is £43, and you get a whole bunch of stuff. So you've got a whole bunch of these fans for the crowd, which is very cool. So inside you'll find a brand new collection of miniatures designed to bring your stadium to life, tons of new environment and scenery pieces, and a lot of props to fill every corner of your fantasy football arena with character and detail. So we're building a stadium from the STLs they've already got, but spoiler alert, a lot of the cool additions for this Kickstarter, they've got like a medic tent, they've got a food tent, they've got some cool entrances, are also going to be going alongside it. So let's have a look and see what they've got. Stadium upgrades. So you've got an entrance, and we've got one here that I printed off last night, and it is a chunky bit of work. I'm actually super impressed with this, but we'll have a look. We'll go to the overhead camera in a second and have a look at that. And you've got the stadium sides, you've got the gates, you've got a whole bunch. Actually, it's very cool. They've got different gates. So I've printed the poor gate, but there's like a noble entrance, there's a standard entrance. It's very, very, very cool. So actually you get to look at this. They've done such a good job. I'm super impressed with this. You've got a medic booth, you've got ticket booths as well. This is what I mean. Like, this is just beyond a fantasy football stadium and into the realm of, like, you've got a ticket booth, you've got a fancy ticket booth. I mean, look at the scene setting here. Like, our first pitch is going to be a stone pitch, but at some point we're going to have to flesh it out and go full grass, and it's going to be stone pitch because Astro Granite, because Astro Granite, right? And you've got shops, which I'd forgotten about. We've got some STLs with this as well, just to go along the sidelines with a ton of props. This is the sneaky cool thing about this, is yeah, you get some cool stadium bits, he says dismissively. The stadium bits are wicked. But you get all these like baskets of fruit and all these accessories and all these props as well. And that, I think, is underrated. Because look at this, shops and little props. What more could you ask for? That's it. So you get the stadium bit, you get the block. And then you've got all the extra bits you can add, and you can put your NPCs in there. And I just think this is a really underrated thing. If you're a 3D printer and you like the idea of just fleshing out a world because you're playing RPGs or skirmish games as well, I think it's super useful. They've got new bleachers, which I do like a lot, actually. We're going with the stone ones, but I do like this. I do like these bleachers. A great way to flesh out your stadium, and you've got all the boards for the sidelines. We're going to need those for the pitch for the stadium as well, and they do these in such flexible ways. They come pre-supported, they come separated. Notice boards for your quests and your player advertisements. I think that's just so cool as well. Field upgrades, modular field centers. Oh yes, with terrain. This, well, yeah, intrigued by the terrain stuff. I think it's woefully unplayable in Blood Bowl, but if you're a Gutter Bowl fan, then this stuff could be a really cool centerpiece. And also, I think this is somewhere that Blood Bowl might have to go when it comes to design space. Is introducing terrain rules is something that they can definitely go to. Vertical blockers, again, more terrain for the pitch. Look at that little mini setup. Oh, this is so much fun. Look at that. I've just filmed a video about the Blood Bowl rumours, and one of the things I've talked about is the pitch size changing, and could it be shorter to create more fast-paced games? Look at that. But hey, I'm a massive Sevens fan, so this makes sense. So you've got props, you've got extras, and this is the thing that I want people to know about, because I think if you're a skirmish gamer or a D&D player or something like that, the NPCs, the civilians, are so cool for this. And the bodyguards, for the ogre bodyguards, are just some of the best STLs and the best models I've seen all year. Like, it's so cool. But the fact is, you've got all these great models that I've supported myself. Oh no, I didn't even have to, because I got their pre-supports and they're really good. So you've got all the different models. You've got some crowd guys, you've got some stadium guards. These are the ones. Come on, Kraken Studios, if you're watching, come on. We want more ogres. Build us some, like, this is it. We've got Punga, we've got Kraken, we've got Brute Fun, you've got all these guys making fantastic skirmish models. Let's have a full unit. Let's, come on, get into STL Wargaming. Oh, the stretcher. I think I printed out the crew, but I didn't get the STL for the actual stretcher. But this is just so cool. So you get access to all these NPC models, and I'm a big skirmish wargamer now, right? I've got this little Mordheim fantasy going on. Having some NPCs to be able to rescue is going to be super useful, but there is nothing quite like having a section of your pitch with actual crowd sitting down in the stands ready to go. And you are going to see us continuing to print these, adding them to the guys that you've sent us so that we can fill our stadium. And they've got so many individual little sculpts for it. It's really, really, really cool. And by the way, you can add a whole bunch of their old stuff too. So sorry I've got to this a little bit late, but I am super, super, super impressed with this. I love what Kraken are up to. It always looks really good. And I finally got a chance to put resin in the bottom and get printing. Okay, so the resin went in the printer, and it printed some things. So we are going to start with the NPCs, because I think the camera is still, yes, the camera is still zoomed in from when we did our last bit. So these are Kraken. These are the Kraken supports, and they are perfect prints. Now this is one of the ogre bodyguards, and what have I got? What have I got for size? Oh yes, it's the Black Orc. So if you look at the size of these guys, these ogre guards are flipping awesome. You got one with a spear and one with a big club. Come on, if you are any kind of skirmish wargamer, if you are any kind of D&D player, are you looking at this and not saying immediately, right, this is wicked? If you're a Blood Bowl player, you're not looking at these guys going, oh, I wish that could just be an ogre for my team, or now I have an ogre bodyguard for my team, or just for the fact that, let's face it, Blood Bowl is a Colosseum game. Like, these guys are the guards for the Colosseum. They are just perfect sculpts. They're perfect sculpts. There's not too much detail. There's tons of character. These sculpts are just wicked. So you get the ogre bodyguards. There's a whole bunch of other characters. I think this is an alchemist. He's got his little jar. He's got his little notebook. He might be a store owner. I don't know. I'm sure he's named. I'm sure I've gone past it. He's got a sword. Yeah, this guy's an apothecary. This guy is definitely an apothecary. You've got a little briefcase dude as well. A nurse, potentially. It's an interesting one. You've got some extra crowd people. Like, this is just what you want them to be. And it just means you can print them and add them to your pitch, to add them to your team. And yeah, I'm really smitten. The accessories for the pitch are wicked, but these NPCs have got so much character. So they're going in the crowd. They're going in the crowd of our studio because they are just such fun sculpts. Look at the face detail. Like, I do apologize, like, just pure resin doesn't show up the best on the camera, but you can see that. You can see how good that is. And I printed this on the S2 with standard settings and everything with their supports. More crew. Well, I haven't done a very good job taking off all the supports, but that's, you know, used to be by now. Here we go. You've got some crowd, some more. Now this is the stretcher bearer. Without the stretcher is the other stretcher bearer. I need to get the stretcher STL and print that so that this doesn't look quite so ridiculous. But great sculpts. Here's one of the crowd sitting down as well, so you get a whole bunch of these guys. So this is what you're going to see on the sides of our stadium. Very, very, very cool. The NPCs are wicked. Like, they're going to come in handy for all sorts of gaming, but man, it's these boys. Look at that. Give me a unit of these guys. One more ogre, 2 more ogres, 10 more ogres. Just fill it up, because that is just so cool. And right, for this as well, I got access to the oh, we've got a little goblin man. I forgot to show him off. I think his name was Zug, actually. Got a cool little goblin for the sidelines as well. Big fan of that. We've got the POV entrance, the paw entrance, and these are chunky pieces. We're gonna have to zoom out. So this button. Let's zoom. You can see my paint covered desk there. I do apologize. Because these are big pieces. So they don't come hollowed. I've hollowed mine before I printed it on the resin printer because it just saves a lot of resin. They come supported, but I don't know if the supported ones are hollow or not. I don't know. When it comes to printing big things on my Saturns, I tend to support my own stuff because I know the limits that my machine can take, because I have pushed it beyond the limits many times. Look at this. It goes together super easily. You've got some gates here. Oh, with little door slots. Look at that. Fantastic. Is it going to fit? Have I got the right door? That is the question. And are they keyed to the right door, or have I just got stuff in? It's resin, so be prepared for resin warp. What I should be doing is drilling this out just so there's a bit of space, but I'm not going to. But we'll just do this, and we'll look at this. This is to the front, like this. This is wicked. This is so cool. I love 3D printing terrain in resin. It is wasteful, but it looks so good. And we'll continue putting that together. I haven't got the super glue. There you go. Look at the entrance there. And you get a little sign that says entrance that clips right into the top. And voila! You have got your POV entrance to your stadium ready to go. Oh, and a couple of ogres to guard it. Super lovely. All right, so there's only 18 hours to go on this Kickstarter, but it's not a huge deal because the Kraken Studio stuff is going to be available on their website. So if you're joining us for this video and it's a little bit later on, I'm sorry, that's on me, but the Kickstarter stuff will be on their site at some point. And if you are joining us in time, get yourself a good deal now. Honestly, Kraken Studio stuff is so good. As you can see, we're printing it out because it's the best stadium stuff basically for Blood Bowl. And this Kickstarter comes with some great props, some great scene setting pieces, and honestly, like, it's sneaky good for skirmish wargaming. It's sneaky good for D&D stuff as well. That's why I'm so impressed with this. It's because this is a great Blood Bowl product that's also great for stuff other than Blood Bowl as well. And that is kind of a real sweet spot. We need a name for this guy. Can you guys name this guy? Because I'm going to paint this guy because I think this is wicked. Anyway, let us know what you think below, and we'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy printing.